After 35 years apart, two lifelong friends are reuniting to embark on an exciting journey of laughter, reflection, and heartfelt conversation. Welcome to the Reality Check podcast, where hosts Jed and Joe dive deep into the topics that matter most, exploring the nuances of life with humor and sincerity. Whether it's sharing personal anecdotes, tackling current events, or sparking thoughtful discussions, this dynamic duo promises to engage your emotions and challenge your perspectives. Join us as Jen and Joe reconnect and invite you into their world, where every episode is a chance to laugh, cry, and think a little deeper. Get ready for an unforgettable experience filled with warmth, wisdom, and a touch of nostalgia. This is the Reality Check Podcast.
Okay, so here we are, our maiden voyage on our podcast. So I thought that it would be really important for us to let everybody know how we got here. People who remember us from so long ago will
Long
probably know
time.
how we got here, right?
I hope.
Um, or maybe they won't. So we need to give them a refresher. And then there's the people who will stumble upon us and are like, what are these two wackadoodles doing? So
Lucky them for sure.
I know. So we should definitely give them a rundown. So how'd we get here?
That's a great question. I'm trying to figure it out myself. Um, so so a quick history, right?
Yeah.
We reconnected after 30 plus years. Say 35 in the bio. That's because we're young. We're only 36 for those of you watching at home. But yeah, I had some changes in life over the last year, and you had reached out to me and said, "Hey, I know growing up you were really big in the church, and my family and I go to church out here in Farmington. I would love if you join us." And we reconnected that way.
Mhm.
And I think ever since then, it's been daily crazy phone calls about different nonsensical things. And I think we just kind of decided, like, if we're just going to share this with each other, let's just share it with everybody.
I
Probably
mean,
not a lot of
because
people.
everybody's entitled to my opinion.
Yeah. And yes. And they are going to love your opinions for sure. That's why we're doing this for free 99, because they're going to love your opinions. But really, the history starts 30 plus years ago, right? Like in
Mhm.
Messina, New York, small
Where's
town.
that?
Listen, the
It's
cows outnumber the
Canada.
people. It's close. It's as
Yeah.
far north as you can go in New York, right? And
Hmm.
man, it was a long time ago. So I'm gonna let you kind of tell what you remember because I'm old, so I don't remember as much. But yeah,
Yeah, so good old Madison Elementary School. Um but sixth
sixth
grade?
grade, sixth
Sixth
grade.
grade, yep. So you were in Mrs. Cross's room. I was in Mr. Kojan's room. Um, but our rooms combined an awful lot,
Yeah.
especially at recess.
Hmm.
And so yeah, so we became friends that way. You were at a school, a different elementary school, because a small town like Messina needed like seven elementary schools, you know.
I think I went to
Um,
all of them, to be honest. I went
really?
to, and even Louisville. Yeah, because I went to
Hmm.
fourth and fifth grade in Louisville.
Hmm.
I went to Jefferson. I went to Twin Rivers. I did not go to Nightingale. That I know for sure. I missed out on the whole Nightingale. And what was it, St. Helens or something? Saint something. What's
What?
across from where Big M used to be? The Catholic school. A lot of our friends went there before they went to
Oh, Trinity, Trinity.
Trinity. Yeah, I was just
St.
making up stuff.
Helens.
It's a Catholic school. I mean, there was one there, and it was across from Big M. That's all I remember. 'Cause
No, it was Great American.
oh, Super Duper, Great American, Big M, they're all the same.
No, Super Duper was in Heart Haven. Great
Okay.
American was across from Trinity and it smelled weird.
Okay.
It
All
did.
I all I know is that school was there, and I used to go sledding out back of it. That's all I remember.
Okay.
In the back of the middle school. So it was a long time ago, but it's right over there, right? So
Yeah.
then we ended up in middle school together, seventh
Yep.
and eighth grade. And
Seventh to eighth
then
grade.
yeah, those were good times. Lots of great school dance memories, sports, school. It was a good time. And then in ninth grade, we packed up and went to the high school. And then in 1993, I moved out of Messina to Hornell, New York, which is where I made lots of other friends and graduated from Hornell. And here we are 30 plus years later discussing that history for sure.
It's crazy.
Hmm.
It's crazy. And it's crazy what a truly small world it is. I mean, one of our mutual friends from Messina, Kathy, I don't know if you know this, but like the way I found out that she lived down here was I was walking through Wegmans and we passed by each other. And I was like, Kathy? She turned around and looked at me.
Is that why she's got a restraining order on you now? Is that I mean that's called stalking. That's not really called
No, 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 no.
it's
We
not called
have
like finding friends. I'm just saying.
we've moved past that.
Okay. All right. She's gotten
We
over it. She's released the restraining order. She actually wants to be a guest on here, which is shocking based on
see?
you telling me this story, how you ran into her. That's
Yeah.
shocked. Maybe she wants to tell her side of that whole Wegman story, and that'll be a
Uh-huh.
great first topic for her to be a guest.
She's excited about it. So,
I know.
so anyway, so yeah, so it's really just a small world. Like Messina is here
Hmm.
in like I would say a fairly big way. Um, and so it's just kind of cool. It's really cool to reconnect, and it's so cool how even after all this time, like our lives still just like run parallel, and we can pick up the phone and talk for an hour and a half, and it's like there wasn't 30 some years, you know, in between. So I think that's really awesome.
Yeah, and
Um,
I think when you talk about Messina being here, like we can mention this a little bit now and a little bit later, but I mean, we tried just last winter. We tried getting there was like what 12 to 15 of us that live in the Rochester area that we tried getting together, and unfortunately, everybody having kids or jobs
mhm,
that don't let you take a evening off or concerts or you name it. Like we weren't able to do it yet, but it's crazy to think how many people live here, and we're probably missing people too that live in Rochester area that we just don't know about probably
mhm.
from Messina. But it is crazy. I mean, a lot of people left Messina and came to Rochester, which is crazy.
Yeah, yeah, I agree.
I think
But
similar. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off, but
no, it's all
I
right.
think similar to your Kathy story. So Christy McGrath, um, I ran into her when I was DJing a wedding. She was a guest at a wedding, and I literally sat at her table as a guest because they let DJ sit at the table. And I was like, "You don't know who I am, do you?" And she's like, "Nope, no clue." And I'm like, "You're Christy McGrath, right?" And she's like, "Yes, I am." And just mind blowing that somebody you haven't seen at that point in time. It was probably 20 years for Christy because I was a young whippersnapper DJ at that time. But yeah, so it's amazing, like such a big city like Rochester to be able to run into people that you grew up with and spend a lot
Mhm.
of time with because there was nothing else to do in Messina.
Nothing.
Nothing.
I mean, you did miss the parties in the cornfields. Those were kind of fun, not gonna lie. But regardless, here we are.
Correct.
So so we kind of put this out there just to say, hey, we're gonna do this, and we had a really cool positive response. And we definitely had some folks reach out and say, hey, you guys should talk about this or you should talk about that. And so, um, and it's so funny because even after that, you and I would be talking and you'd say something and I'd like send you a
Yeah.
thumbtack. Okay, we're talking about that. We're talking about that. We're talking about that. So I think we're gonna have a lot of fun topics to talk about, but they're not all fun. It's not always, I mean, there's a lot of laughter, but let's just be real. But there's also some real stuff that, I think that you and I can sort of talk about in a way that makes it so that it's okay to talk about stuff. Like some people, I think even still as adults feel like, oh, I'm the only one who feels this way. I'm the only one who's going through this or whatever. And I think we have a cool opportunity to say, no, you're not. You're not the only person. So I'm excited for that too.
Yeah, and I'm excited because we have no clue what we're doing. So it's
Not a
going to
clue.
be real, unfiltered, untouched, and we do have a friend helping us edit this when we're all done. A friend, which is Jen's son, and he's really like, "What are you guys talking about? We have no clue." So we're gonna fake it till we make it. We'll come with some topics, and we'll have a few guests here and there. We'll try to make some funny topics as we go through the way as well, so that it's not all super serious. But obviously knowing each other for so long and like you said, having parallel life paths on similar topics and similar beliefs and values, and even experiences just in the workforce. I think the workforce alone, like we could probably talk workforce stuff every day, all day, just based on what we experience in our lives daily from an HR standpoint, right? And
Yeah.
so we'll keep it very PG as much as we can, and we'll make sure to keep the innocence of the people that we're discussing, no names. Uh, hopefully,
Yeah.
we'll we'll see.
We'll
No
try.
problem.
We'll
Yeah, I
try.
mean, you might be able
Uh,
to figure it out if you listen really closely,
you might not.
right?
Uh, yeah. So I think that we have to sort of lead people down a direction right now of where we're going to go. So, we gave you some topics or some ideas of some topics we were going to talk about. So, what are we going to do today?
I don't really know. I think I thought we were gonna just go back through the history, but we might have already done that a few times.
We
Uh,
did.
yeah. So I don't know. What do you want to talk about? We got nothing going on. We got a whole nother 4 hours of this, I think. We got the free version of this, so it's fine. We're not worried about time and attendance.
No, not at all.
Um, no, I think, did you make any New Year's resolutions? We could start there. That'd be fun.
I normally do. Um, but no, I really didn't make a New Year's resolution this year. I I decided that I was going to make some what I have up until this point called selfish decisions, which is more about self-care and stuff like that. But I've decided self-care isn't selfish. So that's really kind of what it was about. But it's not really a resolution. It's just kind of a decision, a moving forward decision. So that's really all I had. What about you?
Nothing. No, I didn't make any. No time for that nonsense. But because I knew we were doing this, I thought that we could find some funny ones to discuss. Um, because I know I didn't have one. I wasn't sure if you had one. And so let's talk about these four that interested me while I was doing some research on some stuff for today. The first one, the New Year's resolution was this person was going to start washing their hands after they use the bathroom. So I feel like that's a big growth for that person. Hopefully, I haven't run into that person. I don't know if hopefully it's not an adult, but that's a good start to a 2025 if you want to turn over a new leaf and wash your hands after you use the restroom.
I think that's a fantastic idea. And I did see the other day that there was a little, I don't know, PSA, and it said the new norovirus is being spread because people don't wash their hands. So, if more people had made this resolution, I do think that maybe we would be in better shape with this illness. However, I will also add in, you may not know this, that the second Friday in January is actually National Quitters Day because it is by that time that most people have thrown their resolution away and said to hell with it. So let's really hope that the person who made the wash your hands resolution made it past National Quitters Day.
Or maybe not, because like if you have to pee on people if they get stung by a jellyfish, what if it's like sanitizing, like it's cleaning your hands if you pee on your hands
No,
and it's, are you sure?
I'm
I mean, I
positive.
feel like that's a potential.
No,
It might kill the virus, just like it would with the jellyfish thing.
I think it won't.
You don't think so?
No,
All right. Well, I'm just saying,
I
like
really want
maybe
that person to continue with the resolution. I fully support it. I will be there to encourage them every day because they should keep going with that.
fair enough. I agree.
What else you got for me?
So this next one, you know how most people want to lose weight or eat healthier or whatever.
Yep.
This person said they wanted to find a more accurate scale. I think that's really forward thinking on their part. You don't have to focus on weight loss. You don't have to eat right. Just find that scale that has the same number all the time that you want to be, and it's golden. Even if you have to tape the number on there, just to get an accurate reading to say, hey, this is what I weigh today. You're looking good. When I step on a scale, it's a zip code. So it's awesome to know that it's like 14606 or something. It's a huge yes. It's great.
No,
Yeah.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. No, because you have lost a ton of weight. You've lost like a sixth grader.
Yeah.
You
Right.
have.
Yes. Yes, but
So
that's because my scale is accurate now. I bought one of those accurate telling scales that I just tape numbers on to make sure that it says the right number.
you could put a calculator on it and just type in what you wanted to say.
Correct. Yeah, so that's a good one. I think that's very forward thinking on that person. The next one's pretty fun too, and you work in HR, so you'll appreciate this one a little bit. A lot of
Eek.
people are working remotely, right? So
Yes.
this person said their New Year's resolution is they're going to look for investors for their home office business. So I feel like once again, somebody very forward thinking, like, hey, listen, if I'm going to work out of my house, I'm going to reach out, get some people to buy back in to what I am doing for work and invest in setting up my office here at the house. Not sure how they're doing, but
Huh. I will say that I did have a friend who had two jobs working remotely successfully.
did they have an investor?
They did not have an investor. However, apparently one company was the investor in the other company
Oh, that's
because
that's forward thinking for sure.
that was really forward thinking. I was very impressed at how um able to balance time this person was able to really do this pretty successfully for a while. Um and then of course with the home office stuff and working from home, companies have started tracking keystrokes and things like that. So, there's actually things that you can buy that make your mouse move and stuff to make it look like you are being productive. See, I don't
Imagine,
I don't actually have that problem because when I work from home, I have a problem walking away from my computer because I'm just at home and I don't have anywhere to go, so I'm just like plowing through the work. But yeah, so there's all kinds of little gadgets. Maybe we should, I think that's a topic. Like weird gadgets that you can buy to like, you know,
that's a whole nother podcast on a different channel.
we said it was PG. I'm in PG mode.
Okay, just making sure. Um, and the last one, and I wonder if this is the same person for all four of them because when we wrap it all together, you'll see why I think that. So they're going to go back to school, which is a great one. But do you know why they're going to go back to school?
Why?
To avoid paying their student loans. Because if you're a student, your loans get put on hold. That one's golden. They're going to go to school for the rest of their lives, so they don't have to pay their student loans
I'm not gonna lie, I have contemplated that.
for that reason.
Yes.
So are
I'm
all four
still
of these
paying my
yours?
student loan.
Are all four
No,
of these yours? You don't wash your
no,
hands. You're looking for an accurate scale. You're home, working from home, and you have little thingamajigs to make your mouse move. And now you're going back to school. These are yours.
they're
These
not
are
mine.
your
They're not
four.
mine.
These are your four. Yes. I
No,
just narrowed them
because
down.
I quit. I remember I quit.
Oh, you quit 2 Fridays ago?
2 Fridays ago I quit, so it's not
So
new.
now you're not washing your hands anymore. That's great. Appreciate that.
Yeah. Yep. I'm inoculating myself.
Good. That's I
Hmm.
don't even know what that means, but that's a big word. So
I
yeah.
like I like big words.
So yeah, I think some of those are forward thinking. They're funny, but I mean, going back to school so you don't pay your loans, investors for a home office, that way you're not buying your computer. Maybe took 2 jobs, like you said. That's great. Great idea.
Yeah, they sent him 2 setups and everything. It was I I don't know how. I don't know how.
Hmm. Interesting.
So what um what do you think about National Quitters Day? Do you think it's accurate? Do you think most people just say, forget it? Or
Well, I feel like losers never quit and winners never win or quitters never win. What?
what?
I feel like I have to think of this statement. Winners never quit and quitters never lose. That sounds right. Perfect. Winners never quit and quitters never lose. That's what we're gonna go with. But what do I think of it? I don't know. I probably would quit the next day if I had a resolution. I don't got time for that nonsense. I
Why
wouldn't
do you
wait
think
2 weeks.
nonsense?
Huh?
Why do you think it's nonsense?
Like, why do you have to wait till New Year's to make a resolution? That's what I want to know. Why can't you make a resolution tomorrow to do something for the rest of the year?
Well, you can, but like New Year's symbolizes a fresh start.
Every
So
morning symbolizes a fresh start. If you wake up, you're breathing, it's a fresh start. Make your resolutions the next day. You're welcome. That's deep. I know. It's fair.
you're right. You're right. That was deep. So yeah, I mean, I guess like the other thing is I I have for like 4 years said, okay, this is the year that I'm gonna do the read your Bible in a year. I've already screwed up because I'm already off by the days. And the way that my brain works, which is really not, it's weird. I have a weird brain. But the way that my brain works, like I can't just say, okay, well, I'll just keep going. Like because they have dates on them. So then I feel like I have to read like 2 weeks of dates like in a day so that I can get caught up because I can't like I just can't do it. So then
I'm
I have to
gonna
quit. I have to quit.
I'm gonna tell you a secret. You sent me a
What?
couple devotionals, right? Via the
Yes.
Bible app, right?
Hmm.
And all of those had dates, but I didn't do them every single day. I did them after the date, and they still gave me credit for it. So I
It's
think
not
it's
about
okay.
credit.
I think it's okay that you don't do it on the date. I think like reading the Bible's not going to change if it's Genesis 1, January 1, or Genesis 1, February 1. I don't think like Adam and Eve are still going to be there. And I think it's fine. I think you just have to get over that. What I think happens is you're like, ooh, 4 years. It's now time to read the Bible. You look at it, you're like, ooh, missed a whole month. I'm done for this year. We'll get it next year, right? That's what's happening. It's a big book.
Yes. Well, no, it's because
Get the cliff notes. That's what I would
there's
say.
there's a date on it. And my mind cannot move past it. I'm telling you, I don't care. There's a date and it says like January 15th and I'm on January 20th
Do
and
you ever
I
cook like meat or anything after the date of the sale in the store? Like if it's supposed to be sold by January 15th, you cook it on the 16th, or do you throw it away?
I mean I would, but there's a major debate in this house about it. So,
But do you do it? Yes or no?
I mean, to be fair, I don't really cook. So,
But you would do it.
oh yeah, I would.
Okay, it's just like reading the Bible on a different day. No different. If you would use meat on another day that was already expired, you could read the Bible on a different day.
It's not different. I mean, it is different because here's why. Let
Oh
me tell
boy.
you why. Here's
This we
why.
weren't expecting to go down this. See, this is where it takes you now.
Right. Okay. I'm in HR for a reason because I don't want to do math. And So I feel like if it says like the 15th or it says day 5 or something like that, and I'm like on the 20th, then I have to do math about like, well, what day should I be on? And then like what if my bookmark falls out? I don't know what day I'm on because I'm not on the date.
This is great news. We're gonna go. We started at the beginning with our history of Messina, and now people are gonna think you didn't learn math in Messina, which is great news. And when we bring some of our guests on, maybe we'll have like math tests for them just to see where they are in their math journey. Because I'm good at math, but I also left in ninth grade, so maybe that older math helped get me over the hump. But yeah, I mean, it's a struggle if it's day 5 and it's really June 15th. I mean, I understand you can't figure out 10 days later. I got it. Thanks for sharing that with everybody because I'm sure people are like, "Oh, that makes a lot of sense."
It
She's,
listen, it's going to make perfect sense to people that have a brain like mine.
yeah, I,
It's neurodivergent and it is
I,
okay.
I can't wait to talk to people that have a brain like yours because I feel like this could be a topic every podcast to see if anybody would read the book if it wasn't on the date because I'm just pretty sure that you're one of the only people that think that way.
No, I'm not.
We'll ask Kathy. Kathy, I think Kathy's going to be our first guest because she begged to be our first guest.
I know
uh,
she is.
because she really wanted to talk about the restraining order. I know that for sure. So she private messaged me that. So we'll talk to her about that and how she felt about being stalked in Wegmans. And then we'll ask her about reading books on different dates because my guess is Kathy would just read the book no matter what. That just seems like Kathy's MO. Like I don't think she's
No,
stopping.
Kathy's a very scheduled person.
Yeah,
She
but I
has
don't think
like,
I think if it comes a book, she's reading it. I think that's what I'm betting on.
I don't know.
But we'll ask her.
So
So we
so
got
what you're saying is I gotta like get over it and I'm just using that as an excuse.
that is what I'm saying. Yes.
Mm.
Suck it up, Buttercup. That's what I would say.
All right.
So great news. We're down to our final 5 minutes. So I think, to be honest, this is probably as real and uncut as the first episode could be.
Mhm.
We really didn't have a lot planned. We didn't have a lot of, some people are going to listen to this and be like, "Oh, this was awful. It was stupid." But I think like once they get the real us and they see what it's going to be, it'll be a lot of fun. And we'll have guests, like I said, and we'll have some real topics to hit home, whether it's parenting, whether it's marriage, whether it's church. We'll stay out of the politic realm. I think that's the best thing for both of us, just to stay out of politics. We'll talk about work. We'll talk about school, sports, funny topics, right? Humorous, national days of whatever's going on, things like that. And any funny news stories we may come across that I think would be fun to talk about. But I think we have a lot of good topics. But I know coming up in July, there's a big thing coming up in July, and we'll get some people on before July. We're going back to Messina. I mean, you've been back there a couple times.
Yeah.
I've been back a few times. My dad and my sister live back up north, so I've been up there a few times, but really haven't connected with a lot of people when I go home. So I'm
Hmm.
looking forward to Nate and a whole crew of people are putting together a 90s reunion, right? What's it called? Super mega something?
90s mega reunion, which I think is amazing and so cool. Especially, like if you dated people in different years, maybe not me, of course,
Yeah,
but
well,
you know, might be fun.
might or might not be. We'll see. But it's happening. It's happening sometime in July, either the first weekend or the last weekend. Kind of is we're waiting to
Yep.
see. Right, the vote is out.
Hmm.
Going to be maybe a DJ, maybe a band, some
Hmm.
games, some food. I mean, I've seen a lot of interest. I've seen a lot of people, say they're coming home or people live in Messina are helping plan it.
Hmm.
So I'm super excited because I haven't, you at least graduated with the class we went to school with.
Hmm.
Um, I talked to a lot of people from the class of '96, but I haven't seen them all, more just on Facebook. So it'll be, I mean, I look exactly the same. I mean, still a handsome fella. I just had a lot more hair back then and really didn't have a goatee in sixth grade. I tried, but was not going real well. So I'm excited to see people. Um, it was Messina was great. I mean, I grew up there, so it stunk to leave in 10th grade, but It's social media does play a role in reconnecting people. That's super cool.
I left in 10th grade too. I just thought of that. I moved to Texas in 10th grade, but I was only there for 10th grade and then I moved back.
Yeah, they
I
figured
forgot
you
about
were
that.
you were so far behind in math. They said go back to Messina and get your 11th and 12th grade to help you with your
No,
reading and math fundamentals. I got it. I got
knock it
it.
off. Knock it off.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so last 2 minutes. Here we go. So, we're probably gonna come do our episodes about maybe twice a month. If that. And then maybe, it'll be an overwhelming response and we'll just have to do it more than twice a month. We will see.
I'm sure it's going
But
to be overwhelming or underwhelming, depending on what people think.
anyway, it's been fun.
Absolutely.
So we will see how it goes. We will get our friend to jazz it up a bit and then we'll post it. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to hanging out, chatting, and you know, just being
It'll be,
real.
yeah, it'll be fun to share the stories that we talk about on a daily basis for sure.
I can't wait.
Those will be the fun times because we just can't keep those to ourselves for sure.
No.
Um, but it was fun. Thanks for the first great episode,
Yeah.
and we'll see you next time. And like we said, it's called the reality check, and it will be a reality check once we get this all and going, either for us or for you, the viewers. So have a great night.
Yeah.